What if I told you that everything you see, touch, feel, even the very fabric of reality itself, is not made of matter, but of sound, not metaphorical sound, but literal, vibrating waves of energy dancing in a cosmic symphony, shaping the universe in ways that science is only beginning to understand? Imagine this, a single tone, a simple bell whose echo ripples out, not just through air, but through space-time itself, touching atoms, shifting particles, rewriting the script of existence. Could it be that ancient mystics who spoke of the word, the sound, as the origin of creation, were whispering truths that modern quantum physics is only now rediscovering? And if so, what does that mean for us? For the thoughts we think, the words we speak, the sounds we hear or create every single day? Are we unconsciously tuning the universe with every vibration we make? Welcome to a journey where quantum physics meets ancient mystery, where frequency is not just sound, but the very blueprint of reality itself. This is Quantum Bells, sound, frequency, and the fabric of reality. But before we can understand the hidden power of sound, we must begin with the strange, mind-bending world of quantum physics itself, where possibilities shimmer and reality waits to be chosen. Have you ever truly stopped to ask yourself what reality really is? Not the everyday world of objects and schedules, but the deeper fabric behind it all. The space between things, the silence between sounds, the moment between thoughts. For centuries, humanity believed that the universe was made of solid matter, tiny particles like grains of sand, building everything from stars to skin. A machine running by blind laws, indifferent to us. But something strange happened in the 20th century. Something that shattered this certainty forever. When scientists peered deep into the heart of matter, they did not find tiny billiard balls or mechanical gears. They found uncertainty. They found possibility. They found mystery. The closer they looked, the less solid the world became. Particles that are also waves. Matter that can be everywhere and nowhere. Events that happen only when observed. What does this mean? Could reality itself be participatory? A relationship between what is out there and what is in here. This is where science and ancient wisdom seem to meet. For thousands of years, mystics have whispered that the world is not made of things, but of patterns, of energy, of consciousness itself. That what we see is a reflection of something deeper. The Vedas spoke of Maya, the illusion of solidity. Buddhists taught that form and emptiness are one. Hermetic philosophers declared, as within, so without. And today, quantum physics hints at the same puzzle, that the observer and the observed are entangled in a dance beyond time and space. What if matter is not the foundation of reality, but something else? What if the fabric of existence is more like a vibration, a frequency, a resonant field shaped by intention and awareness? If this is true, if the deepest layers of the cosmos are waves, not things, then the ancient idea of the music of the spheres takes on new meaning. The idea that all creation is sound, that the universe itself is singing. And what of us? If reality is shaped by vibration, by consciousness, by observation itself, then are we not also creators? Participants in the great unfolding? Pause for a moment and feel it, the quiet hum beneath existence, the silent rhythm that pulses through everything. Through you, is this merely poetry? Or is it a hint of a deeper structure? A structure that quantum physics has begun to glimpse and that ancient traditions have long revered? In the next moments, we will journey deeper into the strange realm where science meets spirit, where superposition and myth, waveform and mantra become threads of the same vast tapestry. We will explore how matter dances at the edge of potential, how vibration underlies all form, and how the myths of sound and creation echo truths hidden in the quantum world. But before we begin, Ask yourself, what is more real? The object you hold, or the thought that perceives it? The sound you hear, or the silence that holds it? For in these questions lies the doorway to a deeper understanding. Let's step through. So, what exactly is reality made of? We left behind the idea of solid, mechanical particles, the old Newtonian clockwork model, when quantum physics opened a door into something stranger, more elusive. At the tiniest scales of the universe, matter behaves not like objects, but like possibilities. A single electron can be in two places at once. A photon can travel two paths simultaneously. How is this possible? This phenomenon is called superposition, the strange ability of particles to exist in multiple states until something or someone observes them. But what does this really mean? Imagine a coin spinning in the air. While it spins, it is neither heads nor tails. It is potentially both. Only when you catch it does it decide heads or tails. Before that moment, its state is undefined. Fluid, open. Quantum particles are like that, but far more mysterious. They do not choose until an observation is made. And here's where the mystery deepens. What is observation? Is it simply a measuring device? Or is the conscious mind itself part of the equation? The famous double-slit experiment revealed something astonishing. When unobserved, particles behave like waves, spreading out, exploring every possibility. But when watched, when measured, they collapse into a single outcome. It's as if the act of looking changes reality itself. Can this be true? Even great physicists like Niels Bohr and Werner Heisenberg wrestled with this paradox. Bohr suggested that quantum systems don't have definite properties until they are measured. Heisenberg introduced the uncertainty principle, reminding us that at the deepest level, reality is not determined, but probabilistic. But what collapses the wave? Is it the machine that detects the particle? Or is it the consciousness of the observer? Some thinkers, like Eugene Wigner, dared to suggest that mind itself is fundamental. The consciousness may be not the product of the material world, but the very force that gives it shape. If this is true, then reality is not merely out there, it is also in here. A dance between observer and observed. A relationship. Does this sound familiar? To the mystics of old, it does. For centuries, spiritual traditions have whispered that reality is shaped by awareness, that the act of perception is creative. The Vedic rishis spoke of consciousness as the ground of being, the field from which the manifest world arises. The Taoists taught that form and emptiness are one and the same. In the Kabbalah, the divine light collapses into form as it descends into the material world. It is as if modern physics and ancient esotericism are reaching out across centuries to touch fingers. But how does the universe decide which possibility becomes real? Is it random chance or pure probability? Or is there a deeper order, a pattern, hidden beneath the surface? This question brings us to the next great mystery, because these quantum particles, these potentialities, do not exist in stillness. They are in motion, in vibration. Everything that exists pulses, oscillates, resonates. Even you, your atoms, your cells, your brain waves are in constant movement. What if reality is not built of things at all, but of frequencies? What if the superposition of possibilities collapses not randomly, but according to vibration, resonance, and harmony? Could the fundamental nature of the cosmos be not matter, but music? A cosmic song, whose notes shape the dance of particles? In the next part of our journey, we will follow this question. We will explore the hidden world of quantum vibration, where energy, frequency, and resonance may hold the key to unlocking the very fabric of existence. But for now, pause and wonder. When you listen to a bell, when you feel its vibration in your chest, are you simply hearing a sound, or are you touching the rhythm of reality itself? We have seen that reality, at its deepest level, is not made of solid things, but of possibilities, of patterns, of wave functions waiting to collapse into form. But here's the deeper mystery. What moves the waves? What animates this sea of potential? What gives shape to the universe before the act of observation? The answer may lie in vibration. In the quantum world, particles are not static points. They are excitations of underlying fields, shimmering disturbances, like ripples on the surface of an invisible ocean. The electron is not a thing. It is a localized vibration of the electron field. The photon is not a particle of light. It is a wave of vibration in the electromagnetic field. Even what we call the vacuum, empty space itself, is not truly empty. It is a sea of fluctuating energy, full of potential motion, pregnant with possibility. Everything vibrates, from the largest galaxy to the smallest quark. The universe is in endless motion, and so are you. Your atoms vibrate, your cells oscillate, your brain waves pulse. Your very DNA emits measurable frequencies. You're not a solid object in space. You are a standing wave of energy, temporarily stabilized in form. What does this mean for reality itself? It suggests that matter, energy, information all arise from patterns of vibration. A cosmic symphony in which every particle plays its note. A vast orchestra of frequencies giving rise to what we call the world. And like any symphony, resonance matters. When frequencies align, they amplify one another. When they clash, they cancel. This is the secret of harmony. In music, and perhaps in reality itself. Could it be that the entire universe is structured like a song? A grand composition of resonances? Physicists like David Bohm spoke of an implicate order, a deeper layer of reality where everything is connected through waves and frequencies. In this view, what we see, the explicate world of objects, is just the surface ripple of a vast, unseen ocean of vibration. And string theory goes even further. It suggests that at the deepest level, every fundamental particle is not a dot, but a tiny vibrating string. The type of vibration, its frequency, its pattern, determines what the particle becomes. Electron, quark, photon, or graviton. Reality, as music. This is not merely poetic metaphor. Experiments with cymatics, where sound frequencies shape sand, water, or metal into intricate geometric patterns, show us how vibration creates order from chaos. Simple tones give rise to complex forms. As above, so below. Could it be that the shapes of galaxies, the orbits of planets, even the structure of DNA, all arise from primal frequencies vibrating through the fabric of space-time? If so, then the ancient wisdom traditions may have been right all along. For millennia, mystics and sages have spoken of the word, the sound, as the creative force of the cosmos. In the beginning, there was vibration, and this prepares us for our next journey. Because if vibration is the foundation of matter, if frequency is the secret language of form, then what the ancients called the sound of creation may not be myth, but deep intuition. A memory is something real. In the next chapter, we will explore these astonishing parallels. How the myths of old, from the of India to the logos of Greece, from the primordial sounds of Egypt to the word of Genesis, may contain echoes of quantum truth. Could the universe itself have been sung into being? Could it be that ancient civilizations already knew, in poetic, intuitive form, what modern physics is only now rediscovering? Throughout history, cultures across the world have spoken of sound as the force that shaped the cosmos. In ancient India, the sages spoke of the primordial vibration, the seed sound from which the entire universe unfolded. Not merely a chant, but the very resonance of creation itself. In the West, the Greek philosophers used the word logos, the divine principle of order and reason, literally meaning word, that structured the cosmos and governed all things. In the Judeo-Christian tradition, The book of Genesis begins not with matter nor light, but with sound. And God said, "Let there be light." Creation through utterance. In ancient Egypt, the god Thoth, the master of knowledge, magic, and measure, was said to have spoken the world into being with sacred words. Among the Australian Aboriginal peoples, the Dreamtime stories describe song lines, pathways across the land sung into existence by ancestral spirits. And in Norse myth, the breath and voice of the primal being Ymir gave rise to the 9 realms. The message is universal. Sound is power. Sound is creation. But why? Why would cultures separated by oceans and millennia converge on the same strange idea? That vibration and voice, sound and resonance shaped reality itself. Perhaps because they sensed a deeper truth. Because at the level where quantum fields dance, where strings vibrate, where probabilities collapse into particles, there's indeed only movement, only energy, only rhythm. What they called the word, song lines, we might call frequency, waveform, quantum vibration. In this way, the myths are not childish stories. They are echoes of a forgotten physics. A physics that knew, as some modern theories now suggest, that reality is structured not by things, but by relationships, by patterns of oscillation, by harmony. The universe, in this view, is not a machine. It is a symphony. And what role do we play in this grand composition? In some traditions, humans are not mere listeners to the cosmic song, but co-creators. Our thoughts, emotions, intentions all generate subtle vibrations that may influence reality itself. Modern research into the power of intention, meditation, and sound healing hints at this ancient wisdom. That through sound, sacred chant, mantras, singing bowls, tuning forks, we may restore harmony to the body, the mind, perhaps even to the world. Could these myths hold practical guidance for living, for health, for consciousness, for shaping reality itself? It is here that the boundary between myth and science begins to dissolve. Here, that esotericism and quantum physics reach out and almost touch. But this is no longer merely theory or legend. In our next journey, we will explore how these timeless truths are being applied in the modern world, in healing, technology, and human transformation. Because what the ancients whispered in temples and caves, what quantum physicists now glimpse through equations, we're beginning to apply consciously. The sound of creation may not be a distant cosmic echo. It may be something we can use here and now. If sound truly shapes reality, if vibration is the essence of all existence, then this truth is not merely philosophical. It is practical, transformative. Today, in laboratories, clinics, meditation rooms, and even within cutting-edge tech companies, the power of sound and frequency is being explored in ways our ancestors may have only sensed intuitively. Let's start with the human body. Vibrational medicine, once seen as purely esoteric, is now gaining scientific credibility. Research shows that cells respond to specific frequencies. Certain vibrations can stimulate tissue regeneration, accelerate healing, or even induce states of deep relaxation or heightened focus. Binaural beats, for example, allow the brain's hemispheres to synchronize, helping reduce anxiety, sharpen attention, and even guide the mind into altered states of consciousness. In advanced hospitals, electromagnetic frequencies are being tested to treat resistant depression, chronic pain, and neurological disorders. But there is more. Water, the foundation of life, also responds to sound. The controversial yet fascinating work of Masaru Emoto showed how water crystals form harmonious or chaotic patterns depending on the sound frequencies or even the intentions directed at them. If our bodies are 70% water, what impact might these sounds have on us? The field of sound architecture is advancing as well. Companies are designing acoustic spaces that induce calm, creativity, or focus, shaping not only behavior, but possibly the very biochemistry of those inside. In technology, Experiments with acoustic levitation reveal that objects can be moved or suspended using nothing but sound waves. The impossible, lifting matter with sound, becomes reality, echoing ancient myths of civilizations that spoke of temples raised by song. In the world of wellness and personal growth, the use of Tibetan bowls, gongs, quantum bells, and resonant chambers is spreading globally. Therapists claim these vibrations unlock deep tensions, physical, emotional, even spiritual. And science is beginning to investigate. But transformation is not only personal, it is collective as well. Imagine cities designed to vibrate in harmony with their inhabitants. Infrastructures that resonate with frequencies beneficial to public health. Quantum communication technologies that rely on resonance rather than aggressive electromagnetic waves. The idea of sound as a tool for healing and creation is no longer science fiction. It is a frontier we are beginning to touch. And what if our thoughts also vibrate? What if emotions and intentions are subtle frequencies, radiating into the quantum field around us? The mind's influence on matter, hinted at in particle physics experiments, may hold the key to a new way of interacting with reality, not as passive observers, but as conscious co-creators. All this leads to a breathtaking and slightly unsettling realization. That reality, the one we touch, feel, and live within, may be, at its core, a living symphony, a field of possibilities shaped by vibration, sound, and consciousness itself. And perhaps, unknowingly, we are musicians in this great cosmic concert. But what note are we playing? What is the frequency of our presence in this world? In the next section, we go deeper, beyond theory, beyond practice. We arrive at the moment where science and mystery meet inescapably. The moment of realization. The revelation that perhaps the universe itself is a quantum bell. And the greatest question remains, are we listening to the right melody? And now, after all these layers of science, myth, and possibility, a quiet, undeniable truth begins to emerge. The universe is not silent. It never was. It vibrates. It sings. It resonates. In every particle, in every field, in every invisible thread that binds existence itself. The ancient sages whispered of it. Physicists detect its faint hum in quantum fluctuations. Artists feel it in the pulse of inspiration. Could it be that everything we perceive as reality is nothing more than an immense, multidimensional bell, vibrating gently in the vastness of the cosmic field? A bell whose sound waves are not carried through air or matter, but through the very fabric of space-time. A bell whose harmonics define energy, form, movement, life itself. And perhaps we are inside this bell. Every thought, every feeling, every word spoken. A subtle touch upon its surface. A vibration within the vibration. This is no longer just poetic metaphor. It is a possibility suggested by quantum theory itself. What is the collapse of the wave function, if not the universe adjusting its vibration in response to observation? What is entanglement, if not the silent ringing of this cosmic bell across the void, connecting particles separated by light years in perfect unison? And what about consciousness? Is the mind not a kind of tuning fork, resonating with these frequencies? Is your intention, your attention, your belief not part of this universal symphony? If so, then reality is not something that happens to us. It is something we co-create. Each moment, each thought, each vibration we emit. This is the great realization that mystics have always intuited, and that quantum science now dares to suggest. We are not merely observers. We are participants. We are notes in the cosmic chord. We are the sound, the vibration, the frequency, as much as the particles we observe. Pause for a moment. Feel the breath within you. Feel the subtle pulse of life. That is vibration. That is connection. And as the ancient texts say, in the beginning was the Word, a sound, a vibration that shaped all that was, is, and will be. Maybe this was not just metaphor after all. Maybe the universe itself is a grand instrument, and we, without knowing, have always been musicians in its song. But the great question remains, what melody are we playing? What harmony do we bring into this vast cosmic resonance? For in this realization lies the doorway to transformation, a path where sound, intention, and consciousness meet, a path where reality itself may be shaped, not by force, but by frequency. And in this realization, the true power of the quantum bell is revealed. In the next and final part, we will explore what this means for us, here, now, and how this ancient cosmic music can inspire the way we live, create, and transform our world. Stay with this resonance. Let it echo within you, for the journey is about to reach its true purpose. And so, after this journey through the hidden layers of quantum reality, ancient myth, and cosmic vibration, what remains? A quiet, profound truth. We live inside a universe that sings, a universe where sound, frequency, and vibration are not mere metaphors. They are the fundamental fabric of existence itself. We've explored the mysteries of quantum superposition and the strange collapse of the wave. We've glimpsed the unseen vibrations that animate every particle, every field, every moment of space-time. And we've traced echoes of this cosmic resonance through ancient myths, from the word that created the world, to the sacred sound, Om, to the primal vibrations that shaped reality before form itself. But perhaps the most transformative realization is this. We are not separate from this vibration. Your thoughts, your emotions, your intentions are frequencies. They ripple into the field, shaping not only your own experience, but touching the vast quantum web that connects all things. You're not a passive observer. You are a living note in the universal symphony, a co-creator of reality. Imagine what this means. Your fears, your joys, your doubts, your dreams, all resonating with the quantum field, subtly influencing how possibilities collapse into reality. This is not fiction. This is the inevitable conclusion whispered by both science and ancient wisdom. So the question arises, what vibration are you sending into the cosmos right now? What music are you contributing to this infinite, ongoing creation? Here lies the hope and the power, because if the universe responds to vibration, then through conscious choice, through intention, through mindfulness, you can shift that vibration. And in doing so, shape not only your life, but the very reality you inhabit. This is the gateway to transformation. This is the seed of spiritual alchemy. And this is where the journey truly begins. In our next episode, Spiritual Alchemy Through Vibrational Shifts, we'll go deeper. We will explore how ancient practices, modern science, and cutting-edge quantum theories converge to offer real, practical methods for altering your vibration, and with it, the very fabric of your experience. A new way to heal, a new way to create, a new way to live in harmony with the quantum music of the cosmos. The universe is listening. What will you choose to sing? Stay tuned and prepare to unlock the ancient art of vibrational transformation, because your frequency is your future.